in your own journey. And so I want to invite you to make sure you have a pen and paper ready, and know that at the end of our time, you'll have an opportunity to ask me some questions that I can answer. And I'll also give an invitation to you to further talk about this work with me further if you so choose. But I want to start off with you by sharing you two different journeys or two stories that I want to share with you. First, initially, being a young person and having a dream to be an onstage performer at the age of 11. And I remember that I decided to enroll in classes because I knew I wanted to up my game, up my stage performance, and be prepared. And I knew that I wanted to, like, my deeper goal was to empower people through the arts. I wanted to help people see different perspectives. I wanted to use acting to help transform lives. And so at this young age, I knew that I wanted to positively impact people, to dream big and to create. And I figured that I would do that through performance. And so I took classes, I signed up for pageants, I began learning all that I could about being a performer. And I remember being in school, in middle school at the age of 12, and I had auditioned for a play, one of these school roles that we had that was going to take place during an assembly. And I auditioned for the role of Rosa Parks. I didn't get it. I got an ensemble role, which was like just a part of the cast, like town people kind of role within this play. And I remember the day of the performance, it was really last minute. It was really an hour or two before the performance. And one of the staff members at my school came to me and she says, Trina, the person who was Rosa Parks didn't show to school today. We want you to play the role of Rosa Parks. Now, mind you, I haven't studied nobody's lines, right? I hadn't studied, they didn't have an understudy. I didn't study lines. Yet I was such an astute student that I think the staff member trusted me at that moment and gave me the lines to review, to learn. I spent the morning learning these lines. My teachers gave me the time off because I was such a studious student. They gave me that time to just focus on learning that play. I did. And we went on to perform that day at school, and I got a standing ovation for my performance. That, at that age, was so impactful for me. And I wanted to continue to step into that work because I enjoyed it so much. And the work that I put in, even though it was last minute, showed. The thing that I learned about that experience was it's so important to show up. Right? It's so important to prepare. And I had already pre-prepared by being such a studious learner that people trusted me with the ability to learn these lines within the hour and be ready, which I was, lines down. So I had this ability and capability within me. And I want you to know that each and every one of us have this ability and capability within us. And so, well, number one, I showed up. So I want you to take note of that, how important it was to me to show up in that moment. And that wasn't a very impressionable part of my life because I went on to create a career that lasted over 20 years as a performing artist. I was SAG-AFTRA Actors Equity Artist, performed on regional stages, performed in different countries, Mexico, South Africa, on regional stages, in film and commercials, and did voiceover work. I had a 20 plus year career. Now, my purpose still stood, which was to help people transform their lives. And later in life, I chose a different medium to do that, which is coaching, which is doing therapy work, which is business strategy. And I wanted to share this with you because this was one part of me igniting my worthy dreams. And I do want to share another example with you from my performance days when I had decided to take myself on an artist date. And I went on this artist date at a theater. And it was a regional theater. It was when Anna Devere Smith was doing her show, Let Me Down Easy. The show was sold out. And I wanted to see that show. I wanted to be in that room so bad. And so I thought, there are rush tickets. I'm going to go. And rush tickets are tickets where they may be able to resell tickets if people don't show up for their purchase tickets. And so I went to go get into the rush line to get a ticket if one came available. Well, there was no tickets available. But I made an intention inside my heart, and I want you to write this down. I made an intention, showed up, make an intention that I was going to see that show, right? I wanted to see that show. And even though there were no tickets, I went to the show. I sat in the foyer and just was like, I would like to be in the room. Lo and behold, somebody walked by me and said, Hey, are you here to see the show? And I said, Yeah, I am, but I don't have a ticket. She says, Well, I have an extra ticket and I would like you to be my guest. Would you be willing to come see the show with me? And I said, Yes. So I went in and was able to see this show. And while I was in there watching the show, I looked at that stage and I said, I want to be on that very stage performing. Lo and behold, 3 months later, I was in a stage adaptation of A Time to Kill at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C., which is a regional theater performing. I would book that show. And I hadn't been performing in DC at all. But I went on audition and was able to book that role and be on that stage within 3 months. What did I set for myself? I set an intention and then I took action. Like I showed up and I was there. And the thing about that is that I did the work to ignite my worthy dreams in that moment through preparation, through being present, through knowing my worth, knowing my value, and a few other things that I'm going to go through with you in 5 steps. I'm going to give some things to you today about how you can ignite your own worthy dreams. But the point is that I knew that I wanted to inspire, empower people with my work. I wanted to inspire and empower people with my work. And I did that and I ignited my worthy dreams. I saw the importance too of helping and guide other people through this. And so this is why I teach what I teach today. And I work with creatives, I work with consultants, I work with educators, I work with therapists, helping them to know their own worth and to be able to generate income so that they can lead more fulfilling lives. Okay. And so I want to talk to you about this because the main points that I'm going to cover is really about how you can create and activate your vision and your own personal recipe for success to ignite your worthy dreams. And so these are the things that I teach on regularly when I'm working with my clients and helping them to create their own success and to ignite their worthy dreams, grow their businesses, generate more income. And so if this is something that you want on your own path, I definitely want you to pay attention and take notes to what I'm going to share with you. And also, if you have questions, take them down because I will answer them before we pop off of our session today. So here are the 5 points that I want you to keep in mind when you're taking action to ignite your worthy dreams. One, is so important to create your own personal recipe for success. Create your own personal recipe for success. True success isn't about meeting anybody else's expectations or following any other trend. It's about aligning your values and your purpose and paying attention to what has been successful for you. So what I do is I take a look when I'm talking about knowing your own recipe for success. When in life have you experienced like the most extraordinary time or something that you were able to achieve? How did you do that? Like, what were the exact steps to make that happen? Like, this is for you to like go back and think about. And what you do is you take a look at this time that was genuinely successful for you. What happened? What were the steps that you took to get there? Were there other people around you that were supporting you, right? And you take note of what those things are, and then that starts to form your recipe for success that you can use in other places. So for me, for instance, when I explained my 2 stories to you about igniting my worthy dreams, I showed up, I prepared, I took action, right? I set an intention, things of those natures, and then the follow through and the action behind that. I want you to know that it's true that there are ways that other people can do things and do things in their lives that may be informative for you, yet you do have your own personal recipe for success that will help you be much more successful in your life and your business. And it's really important for you to take note of what that is, okay? 2, the second way that you can ignite your worthy dreams is to discover and honor your values. Your values really are your guiding light. And so it helps you to align with your goals, with your values, and take action in a way that's more authentic and fulfilling to you when you're honoring your values in your life. And so it's important to identify your top values, make sure your values are honored in your life, because they're going to inform the decisions that you make. Like when you are keeping that in mind, because either you're on a journey to where things are feeling really good, or things are feeling not so good because you're not honoring your values. And then you start to think like, man, why didn't I do that? Man, why didn't I show up? But do the opposite, where you are honoring your values and you are supporting yourself, and you can cheer yourself on when you show up, when you activate, when you do what's really important to you. What matters most to you is what is important to include in your everyday life. And so you can begin by doing this work, right? By, yes, identifying your values, making sure that you are activating based on your values, and that you are utilizing your values to create the foundation of your vision, right? Because it's going to guide you, right? I talked about it guiding your decisions and your actions. And so a way that you can do this, right, is to really take a look at what's going on around you when you're at your best, right? When things feel really, really good, what's happening around you, who's around you, where are you at? Utilize your senses. What do you taste, feel, smell, hear? And then start to pay attention to the themes that pop up, and you'll start to see things that are important to you. Like maybe it's being surrounded by community, so being in community. Maybe it's being with family. Maybe it's giving. You'll start to see those things that pop up for you. And I do walk my clients through values discovery process. So if you need some support in that, I'll make sure you have my information to be able to be in touch with me, to get some support if you're looking for support around that. Number 3 is to focus on your own unique gifts, your talents, your passions, really, and I say because this also informs my step number 4, which I'll talk to you about. Like, well, it forms your vision, what helps with step number 4. But you need to embrace what makes you unique, because that's also going to help you along your journey. It's important to get deeply curious about your talents and your passions. And you can do that through taking classes, through pursuing your talents and your passions. For instance, for me, I decided to pursue performing arts. I decided to take classes on. I created a 20-plus-year career in the industry and was able to go all over the world doing that work. And so it's so important to activate your talents and your passions, because they do lead you through to different places that helps you fulfill your purpose and ultimately helps you to create your vision. And I think it's important for you to not compare your progress to others' progress, because your progress and your journey is uniquely yours. It's unique to you. Step 4, create a vision that aligns with your purpose. Creating a clear, purpose-driven vision gives you clarity, right? It helps give you momentum to move forward, or motivation to move forward. What you can do is you can ask yourself is, what do I want to experience within the next year to 3 years? What do I want to create in the world? How can I make an impact that aligns with who I truly am? So answer these questions. Take time to be in reflection about them, because they will help you create the vision that you're looking to achieve in your life. And it's really important to have a set vision when you're looking to ignite your worthy dreams. Step 5 is take focused, aligned action. And I say consistent. Focused, aligned, and consistent action. Because once you've defined your values, you've understood what your talents and your passions are, created your purpose and your vision, you can take action steps towards your dreams. You can start out small if needed, right? But it's so important to be consistent in your action taking, because what that does is that helps you to align authentically with what you want to create. And I want you to remember that each and every step is progress, and progress builds your momentum, and this momentum brings you closer to igniting your worthy dreams. So they're so important. It's so important too to also celebrate the progress that you've made, the steps that you've taken. And this is how I've been able to create my success, how I've been able to help my clients create theirs. And the steps, I'm going to say 1 through 5 once again. Number 1 was to create your own recipe for success. Number 2, discover and honor your values. 3, focus on your unique gifts, your talents, your passions. Also create your purpose. 4, create your vision and make sure it's in alignment with your purpose. Number 5 is to take focused, aligned, consistent action. Take focused, aligned, consistent action, because this is how you're going to be able to create your success and ignite your worthy dreams. And I do want to invite you to a conversation with me. If you are looking to activate and ignite your worthy dreams, I want to invite you to reach out to me. You can reach out to me via email. It's my name, Trena at trenaboldenfields.com. And also, if you want to schedule an ongoing call with me, you can. And I'm going to drop that into a chat to talk deeper about your goals and what you want to create and how you want to move your work forward to ignite your worthy dreams. And so this is my message for you today. And I just want to share with you that I was able to help one of my clients to create his worthy dreams through coaching. He came to me wanting to um, activate an idea that was not only impactful for him, but that would impact people around him. It was like activating the power of his purpose, right? And so we did the work that I talked with you about, and I walked him through all of these steps and a few more. And he was able to generate $30,000 in the first 3 months of working with me, which is from going from having no business and zero income before, and then went on to create like $60,000 and then $90,000 within a few months, and then created a six-figure business. And now he's doing work helping impact people throughout the world with his message. And I think that is the impact that we want to provide. And also, this is the work in how we ignite our worthy dreams. And so if that's something that you're looking for, get in touch with me via the link I provided, or you can email me and say, hey, Trena, I want to ignite my worthy dreams, and we'll set up a conversation. We'll set up a time to have a deeper conversation. Now, what I would love to do is find out if you have any questions. If you do, please post them in the chat. If you have any questions to ask me about ways you can ignite your worthy dreams, and I'll take the time to answer them now if you have questions. So that is my share with you today. Let me know if you have any questions. How can we discover what our own unique gifts are? That's a great question. I say one way is to start out with curiosity. What has been something that you've been curious about or you've wondered about even? So if someone says, well, I don't know what that is, I don't know what I'm talented in, I don't know what my gifts are, what are you curious about then? And then start to explore that. And that exploration includes maybe taking a class, reading a book about it, testing it out or trying it out. Another way to explore your unique gifts are to take a look at what you're really good at. There are some things that, like for me, there's one thing that I'm extremely good at, and I've been good at this for a very long time, which is listening. That is something that I'm gifted with. I can hear even beyond the words that people are sharing with me. And where does that help me? That helps me in coaching. That helps me in there with doing therapy with my clients. And so your gifts are also helping you to do the work that you're ultimately here to do. And so those are two ways that I would say are ways you can discover what your unique gifts are. I want to check in and see if that my answer answered your question. If it did, say yes in the chat, and let me know. Also, if you have any other questions, please, fabulous. Thank you. Yes, I see a yes. Let me know. Nieta, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or is it Nita? I see you say great presentation. Thank you. And let me know if you have any other questions. Any other questions? Well, I would just like to say to you all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this information sparks some thinking and process for you on ways that you can ignite your worthy dreams, and that you take these steps and you activate them. And I want to share with you, just again, reiterate the importance of activating these steps because they will ultimately help you to create your worthy dreams. And if you need some support on that, make sure to reach out to me via email, and I'll type that in the chat, or via the link that I shared to have a deeper conversation on how that works for you.
Thank you so much, Trina. That was a wonderful presentation. I do hope that people take advantage of it and decide to ignite their worthy dreams. And we will have this recording inside of the Facebook group. Thanks again, Trina.
Thank you.